episode or season. Heyo, what's shaking, guys? Flare here, bringing you guys another Escape from Tarkov video. As you guys are aware, I've been making the Rags to Riches episodes, and I kind of wanted to branch off and do another little series that kind of shows the fundamentals of this game and the game mechanics. So one of the things that I've just recently discovered that I figured or found out that is very useful is gun modification. And if you're like me, in the beginning, it was a very slow process. But I come to show you guys that there's an easier way, so stay tuned and we'll jump right into that. Alright, so we're here in my stash, my character, my humble abode, as you would say. As you guys notice, this is my main account. I have my gamma container. My standard account is not up to this level, and I don't have what I'm trying to show you guys just yet. So, when I first got into this game, I knew that there was modification to the guns. I knew you could interchange parts, but I wasn't sure how in-depth it was. So, here's how I used to do it. I'd find a gun, okay? So I'm gonna go over here and grab some parts out of here. Actually, I don't really have too many parts in there. Yeah, let's just take this. I know this part doesn't go on this gun, but here's what I would do. So let's take off some of these parts, and I'd be like, oh, hey, well, I have this part. Does this go on this gun? Let's see. And I would just hover over this, and I'd be like, no, this doesn't go. I know that doesn't go. This is for an SKS because I used to have one, IRL. So I would do this, and it was kind of a long task. But I want to show you guys an easier way that I've recently discovered, and I hope it helps you guys out because it tremendously helped me out. And there's a lot more to this game that I was expecting. So first and foremost, before we go to the modification part, I wanted to show you guys a filtering system through the flea market that is very useful, and you should always use this if you don't know what parts are accessible to that specific gun. So if you right click this gun and you go to link search, this brings you to the flea market. The flea market also shows you everything that is linked to the AKS-7 for you in. So if we do this little drop down here, we got functional mods, gear mods, vital parts. So I'm gonna toggle these real quick, and I just kind of want to show you just a rough idea of what you can expect from this. And yeah, so if you click on charging handles, it shows you this is just like the bolt for the side of the AK. You got your mounts, you got your gas blocks, receivers and slides, your pistol grips and sights and muzzles and all that alike. And you can go in here and you can look, and then sometimes it'll show you different stats down here. Like this one has more +5 ergonomics. That's great because I've also recently learned that if you go in here, and this is what I want to show you guys. If you go in here and you can click this little modding button, this shows you all this. Whoops, I didn't mean to rotate it. I'm gonna drag this down here. It shows you your stats, and it shows you your durability, your weight, ergonomics, accuracy, sighting range, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, etc. So a lot of people are probably like, well, what does the ergonomics do exactly? Kind of how I was in the beginning. I didn't know exactly what ergonomics was, and I did a little bit of research, and that research found was aiming down sight speed is a little faster. When you're aiming down sights, it also is quieter if you have more ergonomics. So this one's at 53. If you had a 53 ergonomics versus a 90 ergonomics, the 90 is going to be a lot quieter when you're aiming down sights. And it also affects the stamina drain whenever you're aiming down sights. So say you know there's a guy around the corner, and you're holding this specific corner because you know that's the only way he can come out. And you're aiming down sights, and the longer you hold your gun and aim down sights, your stamina just gradually goes down. And so the higher the ergonomics, the better, right? Pretty self-explanatory there, as long as you know what ergonomics does. Now that I've told you, I hope that helps, because I didn't know. I want to get into these little ticks here. If you go into equipment parts, you have just little parts that, you know, the gun can function still if you don't have them. Say this dust cover. I'm going to take this dust cover off. This gun will still fire It may not have the greatest stats, but it will still fire, which is, I mean, it's okay. So like, if you do a scav run and you get a gun that doesn't have a dust cover, big whoop. It still shoots, okay? You don't have to modify it. Or, well, you can't really modify it when you're a scav because you just get what you get, you know? So I'm just going to throw that back on there. You also have functional mods, and then you have vital parts. Note that the green ones are equipment, the white ones are functional, and the blue ones are vital parts. If you take a vital part off, I'm going to take off that handguard there. If you take a vital part off, the gun is not usable. You can't equip it at all. So I'm going to throw that back on there. But then you also have a gas tube, and then you have your pistol grip down here. Not all guns have pistol grips, but this one, well, some of them do, some of them don't. Just depends on if you want to put it on there or not. I know the Mosin, you can still put a pistol grip on there, which I thought was kind of interesting, but you don't have to have a pistol grip on it for it to be usable, is what I was trying to get at. So I'm just gonna throw this pistol grip back on there, and that's just kind of the fundamentals of that. But there's more to it. So this AKS 74UN is probably one of my favorite ones out of the AKS 74U and the 74UN. There's also another one, I think it's the AKS 74UB. I don't think there's much difference between the UN and the UB, but I do know that there is a difference between the U and the UN. And I know it's between interchangeable parts. So there's a part that'll go on the UN and the UB that it won't go on the U, and there's a part that'll go on the U that won't go on the UN and UB. I believe that's right. And I know one of the parts for the UN, and it's the one reason why I like using the UN, is the, I think it's in here. Yeah, so this little dovetail. If I throw this, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. If I throw this, dovetail over on this one, see how it's red? It won't let me throw it on there, but I can throw it on this one. And the reason I like using this is because when I like using, say, a red dot sight or a sight in general on this AKS 74U, I like using the one that's further back. It just feels more visually acceptable to me. I don't like how far it is up on just the regular U, so I'm going to throw that on there. I probably never run this sight on this gun, but just for shits and giggles right now, I'm going to throw that on there. So see how this one is further up, and then the other one was like further in the back. To me, I like the one that's further in the back. So that's what I would use. But for the sake of this video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to modify a gun just to throw one together and show you how unique this is and how intriguing this is, to me anyway. As a first-person shooter player, as a gun enthusiast, I'm not as crazy as an enthusiast as most people are, but I still love guns. I grew up around them, and I hunt, and guns are just, they've always been in my life. So I like this aspect because this is just like very tremendous. I have fun creating a gun over than, I mean, I still have fun playing, but it scares the shit out of me sometimes, let's be honest. Anyway, so let's tear this down. Actually, I'm not going to tear this one down. I'm going to tear this one down. So I'm just going to right click this. I'm going to disassemble. And then, so we have all these parts disassembled. Usually I'll just take this and I'll sell it because I'm not going to use it. I like the UN over the U for that one specific reason. So let's jump in here. And first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this handguard to this B11. And then go from there. So let's see what else we got. So we have a flashlight. I usually don't like putting it on the left side, so I'm going to take that off and put it on the right side. Boom, we got a flashlight. How neat is that, you know? So if you have a suppressor or any, like a muzzle brake or a compensator that'll fit this gun, you can throw it on here instead of this muzzle brake. I don't have anything else extra right now, so I'm just going to use this. We got some foregrips here. I'm going to throw that foregrip on. Got some 60 round mags. Let's do it. I don't know if it's full or not. We got a pretty cool looking pistol grip. I think this is actually pretty good. I don't remember the stats on it. We can throw this butt on here. Actually, I believe, hold on. Let's take this off because it's driving me nuts. I believe. Yeah, so I have that, and we can throw this stock on there. Already that looks a lot better, and I believe this is a pretty good ergonomics value for this gun. Well, in general, actually. We throw this bolt on here. And last but not least, let's throw this little red dot on there. All in all, this gun looks pretty sweet. If I was to die with it, someone would probably pick it up just because the way it looks. So let's just toggle all these right here, just so you can kind of see the gun. That's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. And you can see down the barrel. Oh man, the fun I can have with this game. But that's all I wanted to show you guys is there's a actually, did I show you how you can modify it? I don't think I did. So so to get to this modding tool, what you need to do is go into Hideout, go to Workbench, and level your workbench up. So the current bonus is off-rate full weapon customization. I don't know exactly what level 2 does. I've never gotten that far because I'm brand new to the game, technically. But if I wanted to upgrade it to level 2, I already have these parts for it. The only thing I lack is a level 2 mechanic. And to upgrade a level 2 mechanic, you have to be a specific level and purchase or sell items to mechanic to get to that to the range that you need. But so now you know how to get to that. I think it's a very functional tool. I love it. I think it's great. If you guys enjoy this tool, or if you didn't even know it existed, I have a couple friends that didn't know it existed already, and I think it's, you know, awesome. So if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.